Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you some more updates on Monster Hunter Wilds. I was a bit incorrect about one of my points from yesterday's video about the beta test. That beta test, you can request access to it right now. It is going to be available for everyone, so jump on that. We'll talk about that and a bit of an update on one of the biggest and most exciting game releases of 2025. Looks like the release date has just been leaked, so we'll talk that in a little bit as well. But right off the bat, the Monster Hunter Wilds beta test is live and you can download it. It's not going to kick off until later tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time, so 10 p.m. Eastern for those of you in the East Coast, and your local time may vary. The beta test, you can download it right now. Let's look at the download size. It's 23.66 gigabytes. So I had said in yesterday's video that with the adjustment of the system requirements and everything like that, we'll get a feel for what's better and how performance is in this beta. I am wrong about that. This beta is the same build as the first beta. So if you had atrocious performance in the first beta and you have atrocious performance in the second beta, I don't think that's going to help you all too much in terms of assessing whether or not this game is going to be worthwhile for you to pick up. Ultimately, they did drop a benchmark tool. Use the benchmark tool, but also realize that a benchmark tool is only used to be a guideline. You really won't get an idea of how the game is doing from a performance standpoint, crashes and everything like that until you play the final build of the game when it drops. So just keep that in mind. It would have been nice if this beta was of a newer build, but I'm sure they have their reasons as far as not doing that are outside of my pay grade. I'ma just let Capcom cook as far as that's concerned. Capcom, as far as their PC versions, most of the time they are pretty good, and then you have like Dragon's Dogma 2 and games like that are kind of atrocious. So it's a bit of a crapshoot. It's something that I certainly would be considering about. Like, at least download the benchmark test, see if you can run it. I saw a lot of people with like GTX 1070s, 1080s, things like that, older GPUs, still be able to run this game at 1080p low settings and get, 35 frames per second around that range. But if you have a newer GPU, you should be fine. And I have no issue with a game recommending, like what Wild had in the past with a 4060. However, what I do have a problem with is frame gen 60 FPS. That's what I have a problem with. The frame gen 60 FPS gimmick, nah, I ain't about that life, and not down with that. Also, recommended requirements pointing towards 1080p medium settings at 60 FPS with frame gen, that's a problem as well. At that point, we got to get more tiers of system requirements, which 2 tiers of system requirements, which Wilds has at this point, is an archaic model. We got to get rid of that. We got to have at least 4 tiers of system requirements, if not 6. A lot of games these days have 6. They have 3 for their regular requirements and then 3 for ray tracing enabled, or, around that range. 4 is at the minimum. 6 is ideal, especially if ray tracing is a big part of the game. And if you want to do another tier for like all of your frame gen stuff, yeah, go for it, but you need to have all of that information available. But in this case, they do have this benchmark tool, which again, I really do appreciate. It's just, I think some people are going to utilize the benchmark tool, and then if something does go wrong, they could be misled into thinking that, there's going to be no bugs or glitches. That's not what the benchmark tool means. You don't use the benchmark tool and suddenly that's going to alleviate all bugs and glitches if you have, above 40 frames per second. The game can still crash, the game can still have performance hiccups, etc., etc. That's why the benchmark test, which is built in to a lot of games, it's a nice tool to have, but realize that it's a guideline and it's not going to be something that should be seen as an alleviation of anything can go wrong. That's not what it is about. As far as like Steam Deck performance, yeah, I think that's gonna be cooked as well. I don't think y'all should be trying to play this game on the deck. That's just my 2 cents. However, excited for the game. I absolutely think this is gonna be one of the biggest games of the entire year, and it's kind of funny that it seems like a lot of years February releases one of, if not the biggest game of the year. Like February of 2022 you had Elden Ring, and now February of 25 you have Monster Hunter Wilds, which I legitimately think it's gonna be at the Elden Ring tier of success. I don't think it's gonna be quite as big. Like Elden Ring still cracking the top 10 games sold, for the year of 24. Although might have hit that the top 10 because the DLC came out, the expansion came out, but still, that game is extremely successful. But I expect Wilds to do incredibly well as well. Download the beta, jump on that, try it out, see if you like it. I know a lot of people are interested in this game but have never played a Monster Hunter game in the past. Try out the beta. It's free. Anybody can jump into it, and it'll be live all this weekend. And there will be another phase for the beta next week, so you'll be able to play it next week as well and see, you know, how you like it on top of that. So that's live now. Benchmark Tools live, and I should say the download is live now. The actual beta test will be going live later today, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So be on the lookout for that. All right, moving on from that, do want to quickly note Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater has gotten its release date leaked. The PlayStation Store leaked a new trailer. They also leaked the release date, August the 28th, which is a little bit later than a lot of people had expected. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater really started the promotional push last year, in the fall of last year, so a lot of people were expecting the game to come out in the spring. I'd kind of assumed it would be a later in the year type of game, and August is, you know, tail end of summer, but it's coming out at that time period where it's really the kickoff to all the big games coming out. You know, last year we had, right at the tail end of August, Star Wars Outlaws, which I know it's like crapped on, but it was a big release leading into its release, and Black Myth Wukong come out right around the same time. Visions of Mana also came out around the same time, but nobody really gives a crap about Visions of Mana. Unfortunately, that game's really good, but, you know, reality's reality. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, on the other hand, is going to be a colossal release, and if you're talking this is going to be the game that comes out to get us into that wave of game releases, into the, you know, Gears of War E-Days, the Fables, if those come out this year, the Death Stranding 2s, the Ghosts of Yotes, if all those games are coming out in that period of time, man, we're gonna be cooking something nice as far as game releases coming up in the fall of 2025. I think there's a lot of marquee games that are gonna come out this year, and not just in the fall. You've got Clair Obscur Expedition 33 coming out in April. You've got, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know a lot of you guys have your opinions on that game. Avowed coming out later this month. You've got Trails Through Daybreak 2 for nerds like me. You know, there's a lot of big games coming out, and I think 2025 is going to be a great year for gaming. When you look across the board, you know, I think it's still gonna, you know, succumb to a lot of the things that's making gaming an unfortunate reality these days. You know, live service games popping off, not even popping off, just coming out and being trashed on, layoffs and everything like that. But in terms of just marquee game releases, I look at Delta Snake Eater, Expedition 33, Ninja Gaiden 4, Death Stranding 2, Ghosts of Yote, Oblivion Remake if that ends up coming out, Fable, Gears of War E-Day, the Switch 2, all the games Nintendo will be dropping. Like, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming out, and Delta Snake Eater certainly in the mix. August 28th looks to be the date on that. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Monster Hunter Wilds, the beta test is available to download right now. Bit of an update that it will be on an early build, but it is what it is. If you do want the game a little bit cheaper, again, Green Man Gaming, link in the description box below, significantly cheaper over there. But yeah, one thing to check out there, and try out the benchmark tool for yourself, but realize, use it as a guideline, not an overwhelming statement as far as whether or not your PC is going to have any issues, because that you'll really figure out when the game drops and the final build is out. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, August 28th for that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.